Yo, what up? Hello, I'm SolarLoon. I'm an independent game developer. I'm the creator of Master Plan, and I'm the creator of Tetra 3D. And the stream preview was on. It was kind of messing me up. But yes, hello, hi, SolarLoon here. So yeah, it's been a little while since my last stream. It's been about a month, but I finally got Master Plan 0.9 out. So clap it up. I'm finally released from the torment I was in of being like so close to finishing that update and just like having little things that I needed to do. So finally, Master Plan 0.9 is out. If you want to try it out, please feel free to check it out on itch.io or on Steam. Um, both on both sites, Master Plan is 33% off. So if you've ever wanted to make something big, maybe a video game or a book or plan out something like that, please feel free to check out Master Plan. It's a really inventive and unique and innovative, in my opinion, tool for planning out projects. A lot of people have mentioned reached out to me and mentioned how it like helps them plan things and think about things. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to plan out something. To be specific, we're going to plan out this project I've been working on for a little bit here, which uses my other project, or one of my other projects, Tetra 3D, which is 3D renderer. And yeah, it's sick. Whoops, run it like that. But yes, this is basically like a 3D game, moddable, cool, fun, all that stuff. It'll be great, but I have to work on it. So this is a good opportunity to plan out what I'm going to do using Master Plan and see if I can work on it a little bit more. And so this is what the game looks like so far. This is again my own 3D API, 3D renderer. It's all done manually, essentially. Like all these triangles are being transformed into 3D manually, and it's running pretty well. It's sub 2 or sub 3 millisecond render time, which is pretty good. It's not as fast as it could be, of course. If I was using OpenGL or Vulkan or something directly, it would be a lot faster, but this is pretty good. Logic execution is pretty low too, under 2 milliseconds, averaging 0.6 or so, 0.7, with some spikes into the 1 to 1.3 area. And we can go to different zones and interact with things. So that's working again, which is great. So this is working a lot better than it used to. This used to be like 5 milliseconds, like it would maybe average 2 milliseconds, 3 milliseconds, and then spike into like 5 or 6. Now it basically is like a sub 2, which is fantastic. So we just have to re-implement a couple of these characters, and we'll be roughly back to where we started, which is excellent. Snowminx says, great release. PureGo SDL3 looks so cool. 3D API. Yeah, SDL3 has now a 3D API, or at least the ability to draw triangles or something like that, which is great. And PureGo is wonderful. That it allows me to, we'll make it, yeah, that's probably pretty good. PureGo is wonderful because that is what allows me to use SDL3 so much more easily compared to the way that it used to be, where basically you had to download SDL2 as a framework, essentially header files and things like that, and then build it yourself, which wasn't too bad. Like Go made it easy compared to doing it like really manually, but it still was not as simple as it is currently, where basically Zyko is managing SDL3. He of course makes the builds for Windows, Mac, Linux, Mac ARM, Mac x86, I believe, and then he just puts it out there, and I'm able to just load that in dynamically. So PureGo is great, and for those who don't know, PureGo is basically the ability for Go to through the use of a library, load DLL files or SO files or dylib files dynamically, and to do so on any platform. Without PureGo, you'd have to basically like compile these C sources into your application, or well, either compile the C sources into your application with a wrapper, or well, I guess you would just make a wrapper, which is it's a little extra stuff. It's a little extra. So PureGo is a little easier because basically you don't have to compile the libraries yourself, and it can load it in dynamically rather than being statically built into your executable, which is good because then your executable doesn't have to necessarily use C to compile these things into the executable. The executable can be essentially pure Go and load this stuff dynamically. So anyway, this is technical stuff, but it's cool. It's cool. It's a cool feature. So what we're gonna do, let me take a look here. I want to see if I can navigate to my project. Should be able to. I've never started a plan for this. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a new project. I'm gonna save this over here. Okay. Cool. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be nice to put the path up here so you know where it is. I'll maybe add that to the to-do list here. But yeah, so master plan 0.9, lots of cool stuff, a lot of things just to, in terms of polish like this, where cards now, I never noticed that, that the highlight works like that. Let me fix that because that is annoying. I'm going to fix that right now. Just so you know what I'm talking about. If you highlight a UI element, it like circles or highlights like this. But if I'm dragging the card, I can move my mouse into that area and that highlights the thing. It shouldn't do that probably. Not sure if I can actually do anything about that now. I think about it though. Probably can't. Never mind. I'll figure it out. I don't know if I can do anything about that because the UI element does not know that it is on a card that's being dragged. So I'm not sure if I can really like finagle that in any given way. But this is fine, I guess, for now. We'll figure that out another time. Anyway, so yes, so Pure Go is fantastic. Master Plan 0.9, lots of cool stuff. You have the internet card now, so you can open a card that allows you to embed a Chrome browser tab in your project and point it to a website and save your project. And then when you reload it, that website will be there. So for example, if we go to masterplan.h.io and then we navigate there, we say, okay, this is where we want to be. We save this project, close it, and then reload it. There it is, right there. Beautiful. Wonderful. So that's a really cool feature. Just a really cool, really useful feature. Really dope. It does exactly what I want it to do. It's not perfect, of course, but it does essentially what I want it to do at its core, which is great. That's great. Yeah, so this project, something I wanted to try to do about this game, because I've been working on it for a while. A lot of that time has been spent on trying different modding solutions. And I'm really happy, I think, with the current solution using Goja and JavaScript. I think it works really well. I think it's implemented well. You can do some cool stuff with it even now. Let me get some music going before I get too far into the weeds on this one. We will... Nah, this one's too loud. That's not bad. All right, that shouldn't be too loud, I don't think. Somewhere around there should be okay. All right, yeah, so I've been working a lot on trying different modding solutions because I wanted to make a game that's moddable. And this was kind of spurred on by doing investigations into modding for Master Plan because people were saying like, oh, it would be cool if you could make your own cards. And the easiest way to do that, of course, is to dynamically load the cards in for you to write the cards using some kind of scripting or programming language. And so I tried different, in thinking about it, I was like, well, let me make a game that has some modding so I can kind of understand the concept of how this would work. And so there's a couple things that I spent like several months working on this while I was working on Master Plan as well, and trying different things and thinking about things from different angles. And so Goja is performant. JavaScript is pretty straightforward. It's a nice language. It's not too crazy, not too stupid. It is stupid in some areas, but it's not too stupid. It's pretty easy to get in and do stuff like, for example, we can we can draw on the, well, we can, we can execute things really easily. It's as object oriented as you'd like it to be. It's kind of got a fairly, basic and fundamentally expressive object oriented model. It's not maybe a true object oriented model, but it works. It has some duck typing stuff you can do, where you can check to see if an object has a function, and if so, execute it, and if not, it doesn't. So you have some like cool stuff you can do there. With JS doc, you have some type stuff. So you can, for example, return objects like this, or using this documentation style, you can say, oh, it returns an object of this class, so that when I call this function, if I do this dot ASE, I have some functions, and I have some documentation and stuff. So that's not bad. That's pretty good. I was thinking about this because it's like, well, it can't just be a language that works. It can't just be simple. It has to be something that has good code editor support. It has to be something ideally that's well known, because obviously you want the lowest barrier of entry when it comes to modding, right? So it needs to be something that's pretty easy to use, something that's pretty expressive, something that's well known. So it kind of was like, well, do you want Lua? Do you want JavaScript? Do you want, what do you kind of want to use? And so I prefer JavaScript by far to Lua. I just do not like Lua. I've said this many times before, and I will say it again, and I will continue to say it. I just don't like Lua. I think it's, well, I won't get into it again, but I just don't particularly like Lua personally. So I prefer JavaScript. JavaScript's good. It's fine. So so this is the current iteration. Performance is not bad. It's pretty good. And so you can do some cool stuff. Like, for example, if I wanted to draw on the player's sprite, I can do that right from JavaScript, and I can edit the code, the player's script, do that here, and it will upload or rather reload dynamically. So this should also work for the game when the game is out. You should be able to just edit this stuff and like live see your changes, which is going to be really cool. So for example, if I say, okay, I want to draw on this character sprite, I can say this dot node get player SPR dot, and it would just, I'm thinking it would be cool if I could somehow programmatically export this so that you could have some kind of like automatic spelling. How, I do not know, but that would be cool. Anyway, but yeah, get player sprite, and we say, okay, we want it to get it as a model. We want to get the mesh, and we want to get the first material, and we want to get the texture. Okay, so this is just, we're going to say texture is this. But now we can say texture dot fill. Let's just say we want to fill it with color.named red. So what this should do is basically replace this player sprite with just red. So this entire character is just going to be a red square, a red rectangle, actually. And so there it is. Super duper simple, works really, really well. If we want to draw on it, we can do that with just set pixel. And we can say, okay, we want to draw on, let's say, the 8th pixel over, 4th pixel down. We want to draw a black, we'll draw a white. Well, we'll draw a custom color pixel. We'll say it is, I don't know, let's say it's just gray. So red, green, blue, alpha, all 0.5 and 1. Save, and so he has a gray square right on that first frame of his animation. So it's really simple, works really well. I'm happy with this. I think this is really dope. I think this is just really good. The framework is extremely good. I don't know of any game that has such easy modding, but I don't really pay attention to the modding scene, so I wouldn't know, but it feels like this is like extremely straightforward, where you can just like edit the script, and mod the game and be like, oh, so that's how that works. Oh, I want to like make the player jump. Oh, I want to, you know, do this. I want to do that. I want to add a new animation. And so the animations are stored as JSON, exported from a sprite. So if you use a sprite, you can just load it up and change the animation, timings, add frames, whatever. So this is just super easy to use. If you want to make a change to the actual level geometry, then you of course have the Tetra 3D add-on. You just use Blender, load in the add-on, and then you can just load the blend file for the game and make changes, and then export it as a GLB file. And of course, those changes are also live updated. So for example, if we want to duplicate this rock, this spinning rock, and put it in the background, we can do that, and we will do that once Blender loads. It's loading right now, I presume. Blender? Hello? Blender? I think it's loading. Anyway, once Blender loads, I'll demonstrate that. But yeah, so I mean, all aspects of this are super duper easy to use, super duper simple, super duper just smooth, in my opinion. I think this is just really good. Okay, yeah, I was like, I thought maybe I wasn't visible. Anyway, Blender is still gonna load. It may not be loading. I'll cancel it and try it again if it's stays like this. But so far, I'm really happy with all elements of this. You can mod the world, you can mod sprites, you can mod music and sound, you can mod the scripts. So you can make pretty much any kind of game using this. And the API is general enough where you can do most anything, right? Like this is not, you know, like, oh, give the player movement code. It's like, no, you know, like the player movement chunk or component, and you're just like putting components in objects. It's like, no, this is actually like doing all the stuff that is necessary to do the things in the game, where you can fall off objects, you can check for interaction with objects, you can draw things to the screen per object like this using onDraw. You can get the screen texture, you can draw to it here like this, which isn't necessarily the most comfortable solution. This is a little weird, a little odd, but I think it works fine. I would like to maybe use Abby Tingen's existing like image drawing options. I think that would be cool, but at the same time, I also want it to be you know, not too complicated where you have to like instantiate image drawing options and all that stuff. It would be nice to just kind of yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it works really well. Happy with it. Do I say this is... No, I do not. Okay. So this should be a rotation of the using the center as the pivot. Radius. Yeah, so this works really well. Blender has not started. Let's, well, brother. Let's try closing it out and try it again. I'm not sure why it's stalled. Try it again. Literally just, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, in this example, we'll just go ahead and move that rock. This one here. So we'll just go over to this area. And we'll just, oh, not move it, we'll duplicate it. And we'll just move it over here in the background. Save. Export. You see that? That tree that's just moving. Oh, I think actually re-export it. That's something else weird. There we go. But yeah, there we go. So there's the rock in the background. So super duper simple, easy to use, easy to make changes, easy to, you know, make fundamental you know, alterations to the game world and have fun with it like that. Super cool. Very happy with this. So planning. So what we're gonna do, we want to plan something out. I want to plan out the game. So the modding works. And let me switch the music up a little bit. Ooh, this is classic gear and OST. So yeah, the modding works. That's really good. So there's really only two kind of prongs to this game. Implement modding. Trying to think, how do I switch this wrap mode? I don't remember how this works. What shortcut that is. Left control W. Okay. Modding framework. Okay, and then we want to actually make the game. So yeah, there's two pieces to this. One is implementing the modding framework, which works. So I guess we can actually break it down like this. We have the Goja scripting layer. That's fine, that works. But then we also need to figure out how to distribute, mod distribution. So we have to work on the mod distribution as well. So the way that I was looking into this again, there's two kind of solutions for modding. Well, I guess there's three solutions to modding. One is that you don't provide any kind of system to distribute the mods and you just rely on the community to do it themselves. The community will coalesce into forums or Discord servers or whatever, and they are going to distribute them either by just unmarked zips or GitHub releases or you know, Google Drive links or whatever. That's one solution. The other solution is to use Steam Workshop, which works and is a good idea. The easiest or the biggest reason to do that is that it's easiest to implement for Steam, probably. Well, yeah, well, I don't know how easy it is to implement, but it's the most visible solution, because if you go to Steam, you can look at the workshop even before you buy the game, right? You can just go to the workshop from the game page, and there you go. You can see what kind of mods people are making with it. And I plan on putting this on the front page of the game, that it is a highly moddable game. So I want people really to mod the game. It's not really supposed to be a game, like, it's supposed to be a fine, fun game by itself, but it's really a vehicle for modding. I want people making Pikmin in this thing. I want people making cool, unusual games in this game. I want people making those kinds of mods. And so to, you know, really get the game to be easy to, you know, kind of easy to kind of have that happen, implementing Steam Workshop seems like a good idea. And, you know, you get some upsides, some benefits, right? Your mods follow your Steam account. So if you subscribe to mods on your PC, if you install this game on your Steam Deck, or you know, whatever handheld PC you are running, that also you run Steam OS, for example, or runs through Steam, then your mods follow you. That's cool. Again, it's visible. That's good. That's good. The other solution would be to use something like mods.io, which is basically or I guess mod.io, which is a website specifically made for creating mods. This could also work. It's not as visible, right? Because people have to go to a different site. They have to make their own account here. Let's see. I don't know if they have to make their own account to download a mod. Yes, I guess they do, because they have to subscribe to the mod. So it's kind of similar to Steam Workshop, I think, where you have to subscribe to a mod from your account, and then I guess it will maybe download. I guess it will download the mod when you boot the game. So that's kind of something else, is that it will, well, yeah, it's a little bit more work, right? Because Steam, it doesn't have Steam, so the game is going to have to integrate with the modding API, the mod.io API, to download the mod, and I guess also to upload the mod. No, I guess you'd be able to do that from a computer. So anyway, there's more work involved there, because in order to do that, that involves we go to the, is there API? Add your game. I guess documentation would actually be the, yeah, so it integrates with Unreal, Unity, C++, and a REST API. So I guess you could use the REST API. That might be the easiest solution, because then I don't have to build, even with PureGo, I don't want to have to build this with C++, right? It would be nice to not have to do that. REST API would work. Let's see. Web apps that need a JSON REST API, or game developers that like a challenge and want control over their implementation. You could also use the C++ SDK, but I don't want to have to build stuff. I mean, I can, but I just don't really want to have to. But I guess that's a solution. I could basically, because there's no Go, yeah. So command tool. Search, download, and update mods for games without built-in support. What these do you have? Windows, Mac, and Linux. Okay, this could work. This could work. So this could work. So I could just use I could call into this tool to basically I see. To basically download the mods for your array. So this would be more complicated, because this would require that well, either of these. This is easier than this, which would require me using PureGo. I could use the REST API, but any solution I use is probably going to have to involve me having a visual browser for the mods, right? Well, I guess not necessarily. I could say I guess I could just have a button that leads to mod.io, and maybe even points to the game, where it basically is like, okay, you create your account, you subscribe to the mods that you want to play, and then you go back to the game and simply log in, and then it will sync the mods and stuff. So I don't have to have a browser or anything like that. I can just open a web browser and be like, here you go, have fun, download whatever you want to subscribe to, whatever you want to subscribe to, and then come back when you're done. So that's a way to do it. I feel like the Steam Workshop, the visibility is so key, but at the same time, I don't want to only use Steam Workshop, because this game, I don't want to only distribute it on Steam. I'm planning, I already have a mobile version. I already have an Android version, so naturally that can't work with Steam Workshop. Let me see, where is it at? Yeah, I showed this already, but I'll show it again because it's cool. It's weird. I can turn down the audio. Anyway, it's so like blown out. Anyway, yeah. So it's working here on my Retroid Pocket Flip 2. So like I already, and sorry for hitting the microphone. So I don't want to use Steam Workshop for this. It needs to be, well, at least, yeah, I want to be able to allow people to play modded games. It'd be crazy to play a modded game on this. That'd be so fun to like, well, I guess that kind of works the same way, right? Because if you subscribe on mod.io and my game, is able, but there's the terminal app that guy made is only available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So I would need to make an Android version. So maybe I would use the REST API. Okay. Anyway, I'm just thinking. But I think the mod.io solution is better for every kind of game, right? For games all over the place, not just Steam. Because I'm not going to only play this. I'm not going to only release this on Steam. I'm going to release it on itch probably. I'm going to release it either on the App Store, Android App Store, or just make Android APKs I distribute with the game on Steam or itch. Well, with the game on Steam, I can make an actual like itch APK download. But anyway, so it's not going to only be playable on places that have Steam. So I think it needs to have mod.io support. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Rest. Cool. So that's the plan. So now, as for making the game, this is where we're gonna focus on planning, a little bit more on planning. And something else I wanted to do, or the reason why I wanted to get into making the game, planning the game out, and thinking about it a little bit more seriously, is I was talking to or looking at a discussion on Reset Era, where there was a thread about, I think like a game developer conference. I don't think it was GDC, where developers were like, we have to start making games faster. And people in the thread were like, that's not a good thing because we already have too many games that we can't play. And it's like, that's not really. I mean, there's, one would assume that if you take a game that is made in 7 years and instead make it in 4, the game is going to be shorter and the game is going to be lower quality in some discernible way. It still may be a banger game. It still may be a 10 out of 10, but it can't be obviously the exact same game. So, you can't just say like, well, let's just crunch 100% of the time. It's like, no, that's not sustainable, right? You can't crunch 100% of the time. you have to figure out like, how can you make the game more economically feasible, right? And temporally feasible. So yeah, that might involve making shorter games, which I don't think most people would complain about, because a lot of games that are super duper long, a lot of games people just don't even play to begin with. Even highly successful games like, whatever, the new Assassin's Creed or whatever, it's like most people don't even finish the game. At least looking at this site, which is True Achievements, I think. I don't know if that's indicative of anything, but like, for example, let's say we were looking for, I don't know, man. What's a big game? Mega Man. I'm not Mega Man. Pac-Man. There was a Pac-Man released. It was Pac-Man Repack. Pac-Man World 2 Repack. So Like, this is not a hard game, but only 18% of players have defeated the last boss, which I believe is Spooky. I believe that's correct. So it's like, that's kind of crazy, right? Oh, okay, these are the icons. It does show only some amount of tracked gamers. I don't know if that means this is only measuring those people. So only 3% of the 13 gamers did this. That's impossible, right? 1/13 is greater than 3%. So this couldn't be 13 tracked gamers. It couldn't be sampling only this number of players, right? Let's grab the calculator. It's not how you spell calculator. Yeah, if we have 13, yeah, 7.6%. So this is not that. Okay. So I guess that's just the number of gamers who are tracking that achievement. So yeah, only, and Pac-Man World 2 is not like a super long game at all. It's probably like 5 hours long, 8 hours long. It's a 3D platformer. And only 18% of people have finished the final boss, I believe is Spooky, the last guy. So it's like, why are you making 40-hour long, 80-hour long games? 300-hour long games? Like, for who? Who's playing it? Like, Pac-Man World 2, people know what they're getting into. It's not even like a big open world thing where it's like, oh, you can play it as long or as little as you want. It's a linear game. Pac-Man World 2 is like, you know, if I buy it, I am buying it because I want to play Pac-Man World 2. It's not like I'm buying, say, Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion because I want to play the card game in there. Or I want to, you know, I'm playing, you know, some other game and I'm doing the side quests. It's like, no, there's not very much to do in Pac-Man World 2 Repack. It is a, you know, refresh of Pac-Man World 2, which is a 3D platformer. It's a good 3D platformer. You're going through Pac-Man mazes or you're going through levels. That's kind of it. And then you only have like little secrets to find here and there. So it's you know, a pretty linear game. So for only 18% of people to beat the game is kind of indicative of like, why are they making the game so long? Why are they making games so long? And of course, it went down to 17% when I clicked on it. Okay, so let's take a look at something real quick. I just want to see. Oh wait, here we go. Yeah, so it was released just September 26th. So this was about a week ago. So this will go up over time, right? Some people rushed to beat it. Some people picked it up, you know, and then put it down or haven't started it yet. Or some people will pick it up, you know, maybe when it goes on sale, different things like that. So this isn't indicative. This isn't truly indicative of like a usual case. Let's pick a different game. Let's pick a different game. Let's say what game has been completed a lot? I don't know these. I don't know any of these games. Let's go with, what's a super big Xbox game? Halo. Let's go to Halo. First Halo. I think, is this the first Halo? I mean, like, you can see you see the percentage just drop off a cliff, dude. 50% did Operation A. I don't know what Operation A is. I'm gonna assume that's the first operation act, the first set of acts, whatever, first set of missions, and then it just falls off. 31%, 24%, 18%, 14%, 14%. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah. So, I mean, with this in mind, I went on a rant. I'm sorry. That's not what I was here to talk about. The reason why I wanted to, well, I was on Reset Era, and they were talking about making games shorter. And so one of my posts, or maybe my only post, was really like, it's always good to fail fast. Failing fast is a key part in marketing. It's a key part in game development. And I don't know if I said it, but for indie game developers, it's really important because you want to get in, you know, to understand your game quickly. So with this in mind, I want to figure out how I want this game to work and design it quick. Like, I want to be able to get it done, essentially, because the game is not that complicated. And it's supposed to be short to begin with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with breaking out a map, and we're going to design. Oh, you know what would be cool? I should add the ability to, it should show you how big the map is, how many cells it is. I'm adding that to the to-do list. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just design essentially the world map. Design just kind of like some zones, and I can kind of like think through what it is and how it works. So this is the area where you start off. This is the tenants area. It comes around like this, goes up here. Oblong Thoughts says, "Hi Solar Loon, I've been watching your Sunbox tutorial. Thank you for your quality content. Thank you. Oh no problem. My Sunbox tutorial is like 15 years old. So I mean, you know, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, Sunbox is a great tool, fantastic, really works really well. It's great. Okay, so this is kind of the design, the current design of yeah, actually it might be more. No, you could go around in the back. So yeah, this is the current design of the I guess you could say the main area. So the point of the game, I think, should be essentially you're trying to go back inside. You're trying to get home, but you left your keys. Let's say you've lost your house keys. So it's 1 a.m. and you're trying to go home. It's 1 a.m. and trying to go. And maybe that's the name of the game. Maybe it's like the name of the game is it's 1 a.m. and you're trying to go home. So we'll put in a door here. We'll put a door here. Put a door here. And we'll put a door here. Okay. So this is the final door. What, I guess we can replace this one with that. This one. So that's a little bit more respectful. This is the final door. This is basically where you're trying to go. So we'll just say, okay. Yeah. When did that happen? Okay, let's fix that. But yeah, so this is this. Cool. So anyway, so we have home. So that's where you're trying to go. So you're trying to find your keys. So this is just going to be a big old fetch quest. And basically, it's like, oh, I can't find my key. Somebody will give me my key. I don't know where my key is, but in order for me to know, someone will tell me if I do something for him. When I do, he'll tell me this person has it. When I go there, they're like, hey, I'll give you, I know who took your key, but you have to do this for me. That kind of stuff, where you're, interacting with people. And that's the game, essentially. You're walking around talking to people. And in addition to doing that, you also have other unrelated things that are going on that basically are little stories, right? So let's come up with some little stories. This is essentially what I wanted to do with I Know Who I Am. This is what I wanted to do with that Cyberpunk 3D game. This is the same concept. I love the concept of telling stories with these little characters. So it's 1 a.m. There's a bar. Bar owner is going to lose bar. He's depressed. You help him make peace with it. Okay, so that's the story, right? He's depressed, he's gonna lose the bar. You help him make peace with it. Maybe you show him something that reminds him of his past, and so he's happy to just be like, well, I can be happy with losing the bar. I can continue my life. It's not like I'm locked here. Show him you are going to show him, what are you going to show him? Something from his childhood? This is an opportunity to pursue that. Cool. So that is the bar owner's story. Well, I guess we can just make a little about this. The bar is shaped like that, basically. We'll put a guy there. This is his story. Put him back there. There we go. Cool. I guess we can choose a different color. I just found out the master plan got an update. Yo, I'm sorry. Yes, that's correct. I said this at the beginning of the stream, but yes, master plan got an update to 0.9. It now has an internet plan. Internet card. So you can like embed Chrome into your plan. It's not the most performant, but it is an incredibly useful tool in my opinion. Still things I need to work on for that, but it's working. Please do try it. And in addition, there's other stuff. Juice. I added some juice to stuff. Things were a little smoother, a little cleaner. Cards look better. Shadows look better. This is a new theme. This is the snowman theme. And so you can see how the shadows are more like neon now. Before they were just dark. Now they kind of take on the color of the card beneath. So they stand out a little bit more and look a little nicer. Also, there's a light box effect, kind of a light coming in from above that colors and tints the entire scene. It's pretty like small, but without it, it looks so dull and depressing. It looks so like static. That small little effect like makes it feel like it's outside, like you're breathing. It just really like adds some contrast and some visual juice to the point where it's interesting to look at. Makes it feel less claustrophobic. Maybe I could add the opposite, like a darker effect to make it feel more. Nah, it's probably bad. That's probably anti development. Okay, so this is a story about the bar owner. That's it. That's where we can link to from this door to here. This is the bar. Oops, I kind of want to add a title to kind of want to add a title to cards, map cards, because they usually represent a space. I feel like it would be nice to have an area where you can type in what the card is supposed to be, what the map is supposed to be. Add a title for map cards. We'll see. Okay, so this is the bar, this is the main area, this is home, this is your goal. This is say that over there. This is the like weird zone. It's kind of abstract. It comes up like this. Didn't I add the ability to shift this? I thought I did. Let me see. Left controls left shift. Okay. There we go. Cool. Did I say that in the changelog? Yes. Okay. So yeah, cool. So let's just like that. Okay, so this is kind of a area where it comes up like this. That comes this. Moves. Yeah, it's kind of the shape of this area. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I guess I can make this bigger since this is what we're gonna be doing for a little bit. All right, so this is the like looping zone. There's a guy here. There's a guy right here. I should add another icon for a different guy. Like a non-important NPC. Maybe NPC would be good. Yeah, so I still need, it would be nice to add maybe a star circle. It's kind of useful. This is fine. So this is our guy here. He's just there. He's just there. So yeah, what we want to do is we want to identify important characters. I guess we'll put these little guys around, indicating unimportant characters. And then this is the that's cool. I didn't know I could do that. Okay, so this is the like world map area, and we can make this green. Shape like this. Oh, well, we found a bug. Scratching does not change the size of the map. I see. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, yeah, this is the outside, the outdoor area. That is this area here. So, this is kind of a... I just added this area because I thought it would be kind of funny to go inside this building, and then it's like this big sprawling like world map from a PlayStation 1 JRPG. But I think that it would be cool to make this kind of like a central area from which the game kind of spirals out. From this area, these are neat. Oh, dude, dual-headed arrows would be sick. How could I do that? Dual-headed arrows. You may not want everyone to be like that, but it'd be nice to be able to do that. Maybe if you go from the no, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. That would be cool. Okay. So there's stuff to. All right. So, and then we have another map. That's the library, which is here. We'll just. This one's pretty simple. We'll just do something like this. This. I don't have a. No, I don't have a. I don't have a rectangle tool? Oh, dude. Okay, so this is the library. Yeah, it's fine. So then there's another door here. Oops. Cool. Okay, so this is the library. Cool. So what if so we already have like some cool ideas. We just have to pull like expand on it a little bit. I think I like the idea of the library being a bigger space than it currently is. I don't think I can go there right now, but if I go, I think it'll crash if I try, but I'm gonna give it a shot anyway. Oops. If I go in here and go through here, oh no, it won't crash. So yeah, this is the library, which is fine. I think it could be a little bit more opulent. I think it could be a little bit bigger. It was a little small. So let's make it a little bigger, but why? We don't want to make something bigger if we don't need to. So let's put a dude here. dude, if you move a map, moving maps should move cards. That's it. I don't know how I never thought of that. I think people suggested that, but I was thinking like, I don't know if anyone suggested that. I feel like that's such a cool feature to, if I could just move the map and it will move everything around it, that'd be, or on it, that'd be, because then I could go like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's make this a little bigger because we want this guy to be here. We'll put him in let's put him in like a forgotten wing. Why should he be there? What is he about? If we put him there, also this is a hidden area. If we put him there, I guess we could actually use a different pattern to indicate that it's hidden. Fingers crossed. If we put him there, what is he about? Why is he there? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? What if this is crescent? What happened to the convenience store? Why did it expand into another universe? What if let's put a guy here who's like, yeah, the convenience store expanded into another universe. So why should you care that the convenience store expanded into another universe? What if you need something from the convenience store? You need something. What do you need? Maybe this guy's favorite candy. Okay. So you get the candy from a place on the world map. Somebody will give you the candy because they don't know what it is, because they come from another world. The world they come from is a fantasy world, so they don't have candy. So if they come from a fantasy world where they don't have candy, okay, I was gonna say, if they come from a fantasy world where they don't have candy, what are they looking for? Or maybe it's just like a abstract world, because that's kind of the vibe when you go in here. It's kind of abstract and like things are floating and stuff. Yeah. So maybe the dude's like a cube guy. Expanded into another universe. What if it looped in, it connected to the looping zone somehow? What if a door here, because this would also allow this to kind of work, like the abstractness of the landscape to kind of work. So you could go here from the looping zone. So maybe this bridge, well, I like the idea of like needing to turn on this bridge or something, but I don't like the idea of needing to go to a different area to do that, because it's like, well, why would you need to do that? I guess we can give you a hint that you need to do something in the looping zone. Maybe the looping zone will not loop if you do something correctly. Maybe he tells you if you do something correctly, you won't loop here. You do something correctly, it takes you to a door that takes you here, where you can flip the switch that takes you to the library. Okay. All right, we got some connectivity here. We got some ideas. That kind of makes sense, because this is like a world between worlds, right? World between worlds. You're like, okay. The convenience store expanded into another universe. The layer between layers. The world between worlds. And you're just like, okay. Okay, man. Yeah, I don't know, brother. Okay, alright. So then this would be able to link over here. Well, I guess we can't put it here. It has to be like, well, I guess right. Oops. Also, this is there we go. Easier. And yeah, okay, so wait, so this can be something like this. Put a key here. That. The door here. Link these. That, there we go. Cool, okay. Make the grid look nicer too. World between worlds, universe between universes. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if I can make the lines fade out if you're not like looking directly at them, or you have to mouse over them or something. Maybe I just should remove this around so it's just a little clearer like that. Yeah, it's a little easier to read. Okay. Why don't I make it point to the center? Whoa, 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 whoa. Why did all of these become... Huh? Why did they become a different icon? Okay. Okay. What the heck? Is it just... I mean, it's fine if they're all the other door. It's not a big deal, but it is weird. Okay, it is. Yeah, it's weird. I had an issue like that, which changes images changing when I was using master plan heavily. For instance, I was making heavy use of, I forgot what they're called, but where, subpages, yeah. Where a card links to another board, and that board had a ton of cards linking to another board, images would switch to each other. Ah, yeah. Okay, well then, yeah, that definitely is something I need to fix. Glad to have seen it, because that's weird. I never noticed that happening before. Yeah, if I can make the map, moving the map card, also move the cards on top, that would be really good, because then you could actually put the cards on the map, and it would feel, I think, pretty good to have something like this, where it's like there's space for text, there's space for notes and things like that. It makes it feel more like solid. Okay. So you get the bar candy from someone in the convenience store. You can go here. Oh, this was supposed to be a key. Right. Okay. This is the library. Okay, so you have a door here. Oh no, that was supposed to be a guy. Oh, that was also supposed to be a guy. Oh. So it is locked door.png. The file path is that. I wonder why. Interesting. I created do fresh. It's not. It's still not. Okay. Yeah, not sure where. Okay, so copy paste is doing something weird. All right. That's fine. We're gonna figure that out. Okay. Let me make sure. Let me see if I reload. Does it stick with? These are all doors now. I don't remember if there was like this before. I know that they weren't. I know it was the purple guy, but I'm just not sure if it was like this before I saved. Like it might have replaced these icons, and I might not have noticed. Let's try this again. Okay, so that's still unaltered. Okay, we're gonna figure that out. But the progress is still makes sense. This is supposed to be a guy. You know what? I'm gonna... Well, no, I don't want to do that just yet. Let's go back to the... Why did... Can you not do that? I do like this. Okay, cool. That was... Okay, so we want to add some more icons. Yeah, we'll figure out what's going on with that. Undo, redo. Okay. Let's see. You're like, okay. So we have a pretty good like linking system here. Let's add another area. Maybe this zone could head into like an alleyway. But why would it? Yeah, no, let's do it. Let's make this go into an alleyway. I want it to be a vertical area in like this. So in the alleyway, oh, maybe in the alleyway you find something that's common in our world, but that's not in this world. And this guy will give you the candy bar. So this guy would be in the library. What if he was looking for like a book? I want this to be dumpster. It would be nice. In the dumpster, well, it should be something that I think we think of as trash. It should be something that we think of as trash. Something like... Something that we think of as trash. Plastic. Plastic. Plastic is trash. But to someone in another world, plastic's kind of crazy, right? It's a barrier. You can see through it. Resistant to heat. Well, resistant to hold. It melts. You could reshape it. You could reuse it. Plastic. He's a plastic blacksmith. He's a plastic blacksmith. Well, but then he wouldn't, well, yeah, I guess he wouldn't necessarily know that a candy bar is covered with plastic. It's opaque, right? He would be thinking of transparent plastic. So you have to get, like, what if you have to pick up bottles? Like plastic bottles, you have to bring them enough. And that's where you can get it. Maybe it's a mini game where it's like you have to get plastic bottles as they fall through trash. Like a trash chute or something. I feel like I'm like kind of cooking. I'm kind of cooking here. Dumpster outside apartment building. It's the dumpster. Dumpster. What if you had to, like, that's a little nasty. What if you had to like swim in a dumpster? Like your character goes in the dumpster and you have to like use radar to like navigate while keeping an eye on your like oxygen meter. So you're like tuning in to where plastic bottles are, but you have to resurface. So it's kind of like, but you can't see the character. So it's like you have like a view that opens where it's like you get to see like, maybe not radar like the circle, but like some kind of general idea of like where something is. Or what if you go in the dumpster and the camera stays where it is, and then it opens up a view where you're like, it's like a first person dungeon crawler in the dumpster? And while you're like navigating that dumpster, you're on the lookout for people throwing things into the dumpster. I don't know. I feel like there's so much I could do with this concept. But I guess just at its core, this is where you find plastic bottles, and you need some amount to give to this guy who is maybe up here. So maybe you go here, you flip a switch that allows you to get to the library. So then what's up with this guy? I'm thinking. I like the idea. So you're giving plastic to a dude who wants it. Where should he be in the game world? He's a plastic blacksmith. That's not a bad idea. So what if he gives you the thing? What if he gives you the candy bar? Or maybe you get the candy bar for someone else and you have to do this for him to give you like a plastic shield or sword? Plastic sword, plastic shield. Then you can use the plastic shield to deflect. Like maybe this goes into like a garbage. I don't know. I like the idea of like having a shield that you use to deflect like fire, but maybe the shield that deflects fire can overheat, so you have to kind of like manage your resources Like if the plastic shield gets too hot, then it will naturally melt. So you're like trying to navigate a kind of, it's not really a big maze, but there's fire and you're trying to like block the fire while also like not letting the shield overheat. So you're going into maybe water to cool down the shield, and then you're going back into the fire. Like you're trying to like figure out the right path to deflect the fire while also cooling down the water. That could kind of work. I like that idea too. Mods ban that, man. Mods. Mods ban that, man. I really like that idea, actually. Because that would tie into him being a plastic blacksmith. That would tie into you getting the plastic. Because it's kind of weird for you to get the plastic and then him to give you something that is just completely unrelated. I like that idea of the shield. But then on the flip side, like, well, no, that might go crazy. That might go crazy. Like already I'm getting that like opens up the game, but I'm not sure if I want to open it up. That's the thing that's a little weird. Like I don't want to open the game to possibilities that I'm not going to explore, or that I'm going to explore in a very surface level way, where it's like, well, there's something kind of cool here, but that's not really like the point of the game. I mean, it's a cool idea. Why not do it? This is a cool idea. Why not do it? Whoa. So this is just going to be the map card update, I guess. Not sure about this one yet. Okay. Picks up build script 2. Okay, so I like this idea. So where would he be? He would have to be somewhere here. He'd have to be somewhere else. Okay. It's a blacksmith. Should we call him Whitesmith? Does that feels weird and bad, but I'm not sure why. To name him any other color, Clearsmith. Whoa. So maybe the guy here could just be like a dude that tells you what to do. Hold on. I need to make a door. This door. It doesn't really matter, but put this door here. That door. Huh, okay. Going into the water. Fools. Okay. Should I curve? Nah, that's okay. Maybe I should curve these more aggressively. Because I feel like that would make it look better. Like this would just look a little more clean, a little more, not so blocky. Like this is fine because it's one cell, but like this could be a corner, this could be a corner, this could be a corner, these could be corners. Just to make it look a little more clean and easy to comprehend. Or maybe different patterns could have different corners. So solid is like this, but maybe like a landmass one would be more. That might work really well. With like more randomness around the edges. That could go crazy, dude. That could go absolutely crazy now that I think about it. How didn't I think about it before? Anyway, Yeah, that would be really good. This is shaping up though. This is shaping up. So maybe you just find plastic bottles normally. No, I like the idea of it being some kind of mini game or something a little different. The plastic shield could go crazy. So then where do you get the candy bar for this guy? And then he'll tell you about maybe the hidden room in the library, which is actually here. Why would he know about the library? Maybe he doesn't. Maybe this world is a reflection of the desires of people in this world. So he's like, I've always loved books. No, he wanted to be a candy maker. But maybe he read a book. No, maybe this bookshelf has a book about candy making. So that's your hint. He tells you, like, I've always wanted to be a candy maker. And on this wall is a bookshelf talking about candy making. Behind that wall is something. Okay. Shouldn't this just always come from the center? Add landmass pattern. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Arrows appear underneath the line. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. There's something of note here. What? I don't know. Okay. So far, I mean, this is kind of like there should be a guy in here. He shouldn't be alone. guy to be in here. Maybe he's lost. Okay. This is... I'm cooking, dude. I'm cooking like I've never cooked before. Come up with another idea. I'm running it low on time, but I'm cooking like I've never cooked before. What else could be fun? Okay. I mean, now that, I'm thinking of like images could also benefit from this map dragging technology. Like this would be really nice to just be able to grab it. Okay. Anyway, there's a lot we could do. There's a lot. This is already really good, I think. I'm going to keep thinking about this game because I want to think about it to the point where it's basically done and then just knock it out. Just be like, okay, I'm implementing this, implementing that, adding that, fixing this, making the world map look like this. Because, I mean, once you do that, then the game's done, right? Once you implement all this stuff. I feel like this is not a small amount of content. Let me see, if you start here, I don't remember where you start, but let's say you just start here and you're like, oh, shoot, I don't remember where I put my keys. It's 1 a.m. and I can't go home. It's 1 a.m. and I'm trying to go home. He just literally says the line from the thing. So then you walk around, you look here, you go up here, you can't do anything here. He says you have to do something to not loop correctly. Taking you here would allow you to hit the switch. Okay. Maybe. I'm not sure about that one. So you come down here, you go to the bar, he says he's depressed. So you come over here, you go in here, go here, the bridge is closed. So, but you've been here before, so you know you have to go back here. Or no, you would not have been here before. Okay. So let's say the bridge is open. Then you go here. Well, how would you? Okay, you have to go through here. So you have to do something correctly. Okay. Go back here, some mini game. Okay, but yeah, this is easily like an hour and some change of gameplay. I think maybe a solid 2 hours already. It's already like you're moving around and there's some distinct areas and there's some things you have to think about. Okay. This is a good start. I wish I had done more actual development, but I want to actually plan out this thing because I think if I plan it out, it's easy to knock it out. This door goes here. But yeah, I guess I'll stop here because I would like to eat dinner and I still have other things I need to do. But yeah, it's been real. This is not bad at all. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for watching. It's been real. Well, hold on. Let me develop this a little bit because the idea of this is log in. We need a method to log in. We need a method to download. Subscribe. Let's open. Wait. That might be all we need. Just the ability to log in and to download the subscribe mods. Because beyond that, everything else is on the website. Like I don't want to have to like make a browser. I don't want to have to make a browser and stuff like that. I can just be like, oh well, you know, use the website if you want to like look through the mods that you have subscribed to or mods to see which ones you're interested in. You can just open a web browser on Android, Windows, Mac, and Linux. Yeah. Okay. So that's as simple as that. That's it. Oh, this is over here. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Login. Download the subscribe mods. I guess, yeah, you might need to update them some way. Like, does this have like some kind of upvoting or something? So let's say I get list of subscribed mods. That is this. You know, this is one of them. I can download. Okay, so it does support other platforms too. So you can download mods, view release notes, creator, follow, tag. So like and dislike might be nice to have there. So I guess we get details, name, yeah, because like, yeah, I want to be able to like, for example, maybe from the game to be able to like a mod or dislike a mod. Following a creator wouldn't do anything in the game. Viewing release notes. Send data. I guess actually it's like and dislike specifically. Okay. Subscribers. I guess really all of these are good features. Name, release notes, rating. Okay. Send data, you can send like or dislike. I guess you could unsubscribe, but there's not really a huge point to doing that. But I guess you could do it from the thing. I guess that wouldn't be too much. Okay. So this is the API. This is what the API would look like for mod.io. So once we make this library that uses the REST API, we can log in, download our subscribed mods to some directory, get details on each mod, send details, unsubscribe from mods in case you have a mod that you're like, I don't want to have this anymore. So then I guess it would need to also delete subscribed mods. So it really needs to set a mod folder. So you can log in, it can set the mod folder, and then it can download the subscribed mods to that folder. It can give you details on a mod. You can send details to server, like versus dislike. It can unsubscribe, it can delete. There's no way to... Oh, you can choose different versions, huh? I'll log in to join the discussion. So I wonder... Comments might also be here. Comments might also be important. I'm not sure. I'll come back to that concept. Cool. All right, well, that's the concept. That's what we got here. This is really shaping up. This is looking about right. This is looking useful. It's looking positive. Like, I could definitely use this. I like that it's kind of similar. Well, it's pretty similar actually to Steam, right? Subscription of mods, liking, disliking, overwhelmingly positive. You know, that nomenclature is like Steam, so it's kind of similar. It's a similar concept. So seems like it could work pretty well. How do they get paid? Like what makes them? Is it just they don't have? Yeah, monetization. End users can buy virtual currency and spend it on features facilitated by gaming platforms. Exchange tokens for UGC and creators to license access to their UGC to purchasers. Resell. So some mods are paid? Is that what this means? I don't see any paid mods. I don't know. Paid mods. Huh, okay. I gotta think about it some more. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure how this works. Like, is it... I mean, I understand how it works, but I'm just not sure, like... How are they sustaining the site? Where do they get money from? Oh, they made BotDB. That's cool. The inclusion of UGC creates a few opportunities to generate revenue for your studio. Marketplace is our monetization solution. Okay, so I guess they must get a piece of this. Okay, they must take a chunk of it, I'd imagine, right? That's cool. Okay. Okay, here we go. So 48% goes to the payment processor. And the remainder is profit for the game studio. 52%. Oh, so the creator of the mod gets some of the money. So of $1, 52%, well, 40% goes to an economy that when these 100 credits are spent, 70% of the currency goes to the creator and 30% goes to the studio, and then 12% goes to the mod IO. Okay. How many premium mods do they have? Anyway, I guess I'm getting a little deep into this, but this is kind of important to know, because I'm like, how are they sustaining this? Because I don't want to obviously like lean into this platform if they're just not going to be alive soon. If they're like, oh yeah, we're just, you know, we're doing it out of our own pockets. It's like, you're probably not going to be able to sustain yourselves, brother. That's tough. I mean, they could have like, you know, investors and stuff, but I feel like, yeah, if they're getting some of the money from premium mods, that could make up the difference. But how many premium mods are there out there? Well, in any case, but this does open up cool options for modders. If they want to like charge for their mod, if they are making a really high quality mod, they can do so. And their mod would would follow them on different platforms, so they could get a, you know, buy a mod on Mod.io, play the game on Steam on their desktop computer, have the mod, play the game on Android, and still have the mod. Okay. Okay. All right. I think this could work well. All right. This is real. This has been real fun. This has been interesting. We already have some idea of what this is going to look like in terms of an API layer. We already have an idea of a pretty good amount of the game. This is an hour and a half, a couple hours of play. So this might be all of the game. Like, we might not really need to add too many more areas, and we might just, you know, maybe we could add a character or two here or there, you know, tie up the loose ends, and then that's kind of it. We'll see. But this is already, I think, a pretty good amount of area to move around and explore. Interesting. But I guess I still need more stories. So I guess this is a story. We'll do it like that, story, so we know that this is gonna happen. So we still could maybe use another couple stories here, but overall this is pretty good. I think I'm happy with this. I think it's working well. Plan's looking a little big, a little substantial, which is good. All right, well, I'm gonna call it there. It's been real. I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time, and yeah, thank you very much for watching, as usual. And if you want to support development, please check out Master Plan. You can get it for 33% off on Steam and itch right now, from a week from Monday until October like 7th, or it's not 7th, but October like 4th or something, I believe, for the Steam Autumn Sale. So thank you very much for watching. It's been real. I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time. And yeah, I hope everything's gonna go well with y'all, because everything's going well with me. All right, thanks. See ya.